Let's wave the flag of the country we don't want to live in the country we do want to live in. Viva Mexico!
5 million people at 2,000 events came out to protest President Trump and his administration's policies.
LAPD has just issued a dispersal order in downtown Los Angeles.
And quite the contrast, literally one city block away, the east side of City Hall, that image there on your right from our News Chopper 4 of protesters going at it with officers launching projectiles back and forth at each other.
ICE raids, protests, curfews, all of this conflict, it's loud, it's chaotic, and honestly, it's stupid. Not because people don't have real pain, but because no one's talking about the real issue. And that's the problem. If you missed it, ICE started conducting immigration raids across Los Angeles, targeting places like Home Depot, parking lots, public venues. In response, protests erupted. President Trump sent in the National Guard. Some protests were peaceful, others turned tense. And just like clockwork, the internet lit up with hashtag solidarity. And solidarity of what, you might ask? For holding people accountable for breaking the law? But before you try to pin me down politically, let me make one thing clear. I've got beef with both sides. I've got beef with the fact that there's sides in the first place. We live in an age where information is twisted, manipulated, and weaponized. Like, everywhere. So I decided to go and see for myself. Just me, a hidden camera, and a backpack. Not to pick a side, but to understand. If you don't know me, I'm Elijah, a Christian YouTuber, rapper, entrepreneur here in LA. I make faith-based content that challenges beliefs, shares testimonies, and most importantly, makes God known. All while trying to have a little fun along the way. It'd mean a lot to me if you could like this video and share your opinion in the comment section, and I'll try my best to respond to each one. I checked the news. The protests and the whole walk started maybe an hour ago, hour and a half ago. So I'll be running a little bit late, but I'll be there about 12:30ish. Really just me today and the Lord, Holy Spirit with me. So I just want to see how things are for myself, talk to people, maybe hear both sides. And so the thing is that it's my personal belief, my personal understanding that from one side, it's like almost, especially after COVID, it's like every year it's this cause that we're standing up for, this cause, whether it be a conflict in another country or this injustice that's happening, or we need to stand up for this person's rights or these person's rights. But sometimes, personally, it feels like we're running around putting out fires, but we're not addressing the root cause. And so far it says that there are thousands of people filling the streets of downtown LA. So downtown LA is where I'm about to pull up to. When I arrived, people were everywhere with signs, flags, even costumes. At first I was just on the sidewalk reading their signs, I was really trying to see what the vibe was.
I'm gonna start it off slow. I'm gonna scope the scenery out.
This protest was more than just ICE. This was also about Trump. Some signs referenced Jesus, some talked about how Trump's actions weren't Christ-like, and honestly, that got me thinking, what would Jesus do?
Watch out.
Or rather, what would Jesus not do?
Look, you don't know when I'm coming, dummy.
Let's start with what I saw firsthand. When protesters saw the National Guard, it was like a switch flipped. Before that, people were chill. Well, as chill as a mob can be. Then suddenly it turned into shouting matches, personal insults, dehumanizing language.
Protect that Constitution, you cowards! Every single one of you! The few, the proud, the SS! Open now! Open with a fucking logo, man! Anyone! It's a fucking weapon!
Shame! Shame on you! Shame! Oh, fucking Latinos! Look at your fucking
Look, I'm not saying you have to agree with law enforcement or policies, but if you're out here representing love and humanity, you can't strip someone else of theirs. Let me read you something. Luke chapter 7. Then Jesus went with them, and when he was already not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying to him, Lord, do not trouble yourself, for I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof. Therefore I did not even think myself worthy to come to you, but say the word and my servant will be healed. For I also am a man placed under authority, having soldiers under me, and I say to one, go, and he goes, and to another, come, and he comes, and to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him, and turned around and said to the crowd that followed him, I say to you, I have not found such great faith, not even in Israel. Jesus didn't reject the Roman officer just because he wore a uniform. He saw faith. He saw the man's heart. And that's my point. Someone can support your cause and still not look like you. Someone can be in uniform and still be trying to do what's right. It's entitled to expect people to risk prison time or their livelihood just to prove something to strangers. And it's also hypocritical because you probably didn't speak up last time your boss crossed a line. You probably didn't call out your friend's racism or your coworker's gossip, but you want soldiers to abandon their post on your behalf? Let's be real. We all fold when comfort is on the line. So maybe the issue isn't just that they're complicit, maybe it's that we all are in our own ways. Now, turning the camera to the Christians on the other side, don't get too comfy on your high horse. Jesus wouldn't treat deportations like courtroom drama. He wouldn't laugh at families getting ripped apart. He wouldn't call someone just an illegal. He'd see a soul and he'd love them. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, not liberals, not ICE, not immigrants, but against sin, principalities, darkness that starts in us. See, this was never about ICE or Trump or protests. This was always about the heart. When you constantly create enemies out there, you go blind to the one still winning in here. Your sin nature, your pride, your hatred, your laziness to love. And worst of all, you miss the opportunity to actually reach people because if you're too busy fighting, you'll never be planting seeds. So yeah, I saw some crazy stuff in LA. What I really saw was a mirror. And what I've seen in person and online from both sides is what Jesus would not do. If this video helped you, help me help you by liking and subscribing so that this video can reach more people. Peace.
Look, now you running around looking all dumb. Look, got you playing Ring all the roses.
Go hard, I had to change my ways. Lord found me in that dirt, I did a whole 180. Started getting in the word.